Hello, my name is Suresh Maran and I am the founder of the UNITESERVE project. So I have already presented various series of videos. In one video I announced that I am launching this project. In another video I explained the main purpose of this project as to create a global economic feedback system. Now I am going to introduce myself. So people wondering what are my capabilities are. I'm talking about big issues. So where do I come from? What are my capabilities? What is my knowledge? So what kind of person I am? So that's what this series is all about. So I'm going to present a series of videos, at least every 6 videos. One, I'm going to talk about what did I do in my high school. It's not the same thing as everybody does, so I'm going to explain it right now. Then I'll analyze the experience in high school and as it's applied to the whole world in another video. Then I will talk about experience in college. Then I will analyze that in another video. And I'm going to explain what I did in my PhD and analyze that in another video. So there will be 6 videos to introduce myself. All right, let me start with my high school experience. Okay, to understand what I did in my high school, we need to go back actually. So it's not just high school. I'm going to talk about secondary school, secondary and higher secondary. So it's like starting from something like 7th grade to 12th. Now, like every usual kid, I played around, doing various stuff, playing the street kids somewhere until 7th grade. And after that, things changed. My father bought a book from this Mir Publishers. Mir Publishers it's a bookshop that once in a while they open in my town. So by the way, let me introduce where I am from. I'm from India and I grew up in South India, small town in Tamil Nadu. So right now I'm not going to talk about the name of the place for security reasons. So until 7th grade, I pretty much was very usual like any other kid. So my father brought me a book from Mir Publishers. Mir Publishers, they put bookshop once in every year, and these Mir Publishers are book from Soviet Union. They opened this bookshop to commemorate Indian Soviet Union relationship. This happened like 35 years ago. I'm talking about. So, somewhere during 7th grade or 8th grade, my father brought a book. It's a biology book. It's actually an advanced book. So I started reading that book and fell in love with science. And I couldn't get enough of it. So I continuously went and getting more and more books. Many of them are advanced, engineering books, physics books, whatever I can get my hand on, electronics. So by the time I reached 11th grade, I know pretty much all the basic theories in advanced physics. I can derive Einstein's equations. I can derive quantum mechanical equations. I know tensor calculus. I know differential geometry. So it's very fast. Like within 3 years, probably 8 to 11th grade, I was rapidly learning. My universe expanded. So when I look at this basic laws of physics, it's so powerful, within this single line of equations, there's so much power hidden inside that makes the universe work. So the power is compelling to understand what's going on, what's the phenomena, how do we understand the natural phenomena. I was continuously reading so much that by 11th grade, pretty much now I know completely all the basic physics. And also I read books on advanced psychology, so that covers social sciences. So I have pretty much a good grasp all basic ideas in the entire field of science. So by the time I reached 11th grade, I'm pretty much as advanced as a professor in someone doing a PhD in an university. So that's fundamentally altered my life. Basically, my friends in high school and college call me only a scientist. Many of them don't even know my name. Somewhere from around 7th grade, this name stuck. Scientist, scientist. They always, like when someone introduces me, they always, my college or school friend, use the word scientist. So they somehow, they understood who I am. I had a lab in my house. I have a chemistry lab, I have a telescope, and I keep seeing the sky. So by the time in the 11th grade, my entire universe expanded so fast. So my life, how I look at my future has completely changed. So every experience that happened after that is something of significance to the entire world. Let us start with one particular experience. It's not a happy experience at all. So in my 11th grade, by 11th grade, pretty much I learned the whole basic physics and everything. So I used to think. Every time I see something new, I used to think and try to understand the basic ideas behind it. I was sitting in my school. I was sitting in my class, and this math teacher is writing a problem, and I was thinking about it. Then he comes to me and stares at me and says, "Write it down." So he's yelling at me. And I was kind of irritated, kind of baffled. I'm thinking, what am I supposed to just copy it? I looked at him back. Then he slaps me really hard. Then I looked at him again, he slaps me. That's very traumatic. I started crying. I could not believe this has happened. Then I started crying. Then I don't know what happened. Next day he comes and apologizes. He says, "I'm sorry, this you have done." But this is an important event in my life. You see, on one side, I started thinking, one side we have freely made available knowledge to people, and they're very smart people, they're gifted people. I'm one of them. On another side, we have the relationship aspect, the social environment, assaulting someone with advanced physics knowledge. Put this thing together. So we have imbued with people with a very powerful knowledge, and like in my 11th grade is like something like around 30 years ago. So at the time I had to buy physical books to learn things. But now you have so much knowledge on the internet. And people are learning really fast, very advanced technology and everything. Students are learning really fast. Now, let's go back 10 years. What happened to me? So the teacher assaults me. And I was thinking, what the hell is going on? So on one side, we have learned so much about nature. And on the other side, the social behavior is very primitive. This is not the first time I got assaulted in high school. So there's another time I got assaulted for asking questions. So many traumatic things happened during that time. in some things I can't even speak on the camera. So by the time I finished 11th grade, I became very depressed. I was emotionally broke down. So from some 11th grade throughout my college, I was depressed, and only after coming to US, after being counseled by 2 or 3 psychologists, I could overcome this depression. So it's about something like 10 years of my life is gone. You know, all the things that I learned from 7th to 11th, very fast, and after pretty much no much of an activity at all. So this is my school experience. Okay, so in the next video, I am going to analyze this and analyze the significance of this in the next video. Thank you very much.